now, guys, I want to segue into our next main topic. This came out a couple of days ago, and it is about Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron. Now, Rogue Squadron was supposed to be the next Star Wars film, but it appears that the project's been delayed indefinitely. So this comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. Jenkins and writer Matthew Robinson have been developing Squadron for Lucasfilm for over a year with the goal of starting production in 2022. It was to have gone to pre-production by the end of this year. However, sources say the producers and filmmaking team came to the realization that Jenkins' schedule and other commitments wouldn't allow for the window needed to make the movie. Um, that's an awful excuse. So let's talk about it. This project was announced in December of last year, and it was being worked on before that, right? So she had time to work on this. She seems very dedicated to it. It's a personal story. Dad was a fighter pilot, and she talks about how she wants to make the best fighter pilot movie of all time. She got Cleopatra, but this was first priority. She got Wonder Woman 3 now, but that wasn't even in a thought. That was like Wonder Woman 1984 was being released. So like Wonder Woman 3 was probably in early stages of development, early ideas, but this was first. This was a personal story for her. And not just that, it was the first thing she was working on. You don't just change your schedule. Oh, like, oh, I double booked. It's a Star Wars movie. I double booked. It's also a massive franchise. It's Lucasfilm. It's Star Wars. It makes no sense why you would go to another project. Like that part to me also makes absolutely no sense. It's not scheduling conflicts. They're definitely having problems with the script. And this is a complaint I have about Lucasfilm, right? Credit to Lucasfilm here now, before I get into my complaint. They've learned their lesson. If this was 3 years ago, this project would have been gone, or new director, year in. That's the only way it would have gone. And it seems like they want this movie to happen with Patty. And this is just my speculation. I don't know anything. The rumors have it that there's script problems and there's just behind the scenes stuff that's not working. And that's very plausible. And they're trying to iron that out. And it's just not working. I could very easily see like Patty want to do her own movie, but like Lucasfilm be like, yeah, this has got to fit the canon and it's just not working right now. We need to tighten it up a little bit. And they just don't feel like they can get it all going and get it done in time by 2023. And that is reasonable. But the other thing is they got to have a movie in 2023. They've kind of set that date. So, like, got to have something there. And it's been rumored by insiders Jordan Mason, Caleb Williams, Big Screen Leaks, Adam Fraser, all those guys, Star Wars News, that Bestman Bullet, all those guys were talking about the possibility of an Old Republic or High Republic movie. There was a rumor floating around about an Old Republic script being done a while ago and them having it just ready. There's been space rented reportedly at Pinewood in England, or is it LA? I'm not sure. For said Star Wars project that is unannounced, um, which is plausible. But then again, they seem to be rushing that, unless it's J.D. Dillard's movie that was rumored. It was reported on by a Hollywood trade, so that could be the case. Um, but we'd have to get an announcement on that soon. So like this is really weird to me and abrupt. But I'm glad they're not canceling it. They're gonna delay it and they're gonna let Patty and Lucasfilm work things out. So now it's time to get in my rant. Why does this happen? I feel like we need to have the conversation before this type of stuff happens. It happened with Rogue. Gareth Edwards, like he wanted a darker movie. Rogue One is basically an entire reshoot within like a year, which is insane. That film, it's probably my favorite Disney Star Wars film, and it was the one that had the biggest mess. Ryan was on the project the whole time, and it's one of my. It's not the worst, in my opinion, but it's not great. It's not great. It's controversial. Solo had a whole heap of problems. Ron Howard had to come in and just creative differences. Benioff and Wise, their trilogy is not happening. Josh Trank let that happen to him. The Ruben Kenobi movie. There's been a whole bunch of messes in the first decade or so of Disney Lucasfilm. Colin Trevorrow, creative differences, which amazes me because when you look at the script for Duel of the Fates and compare it to what we got in The Rise of Skywalker, that's creative differences, really. Clearly, what I got in Episode 9 is way worse than what would have gotten in Duel of the Fates. There were some questionable things, but a lot less questionable things in Rise of Skywalker, than, in my opinion. It's like we got to do a better job of vetting or something. I mean, I bet you Patty came in with this idea and they were like, great, let's do it. But you also got to have the story guys in there. You got to have Dave in there. You got to be like, okay, how's this going to fit into the canon? And I don't know. I don't know what the conversations are. I really don't. But it's just my speculation. It's just not working for the canon right now. It's not going to work. I don't. I want Patty to make her a movie because this is very special to her, and I feel like Patty has every right in the world to be like, yeah, you're stepping in too much. You're trying to, convolute it with your ideas. I want this to be my thing. Well, I also understand Lucasfilm's side of the story. Like, yeah, this has got to fit into our canon. Also, we're trying to build out this universe and make it more connective, like Marvel. So I definitely understand both sides of the coin. I'm glad it's not canceled. I'm glad they're not replacing directors. That would feel like a cheap shot, especially for this project. Let's figure it out. Let's iron it out. Let's hopefully make this movie. And again, this Rogue Squadron was one of my least excited projects coming out that we know of. But I'm still very excited for it anyways when it eventually comes out. But having it be in the first Star Wars movie back, probably not the best choice. If it is that rumored Old Republic thing, that's a pretty damn good choice in my opinion. So overall, little upsetting, but also there's some positives that Lucasfilm has taken better steps to treat their directors and writers a little bit better than they have in the past. But the question is for you guys now. What do you think about Rogue Squadron being delayed? Do you like the decision? Do you dislike the decision? How do you think it's going to help or hurt Lucasfilm? And what do you think will replace Rogue Squadron 2023 movie timestamp? Do you think it'll be that Old Republic project being rumored or even possibly a High Republic project?